I'm Sophie. I studied bespoke tailoring and then I did my master's called Design Expanded Practice. And I'm currently working in costume and doing talks and workshops within museums and galleries about drawing garments. My artistic practice is to do with the wear and care of garments, looking at historical garments within collections as well as our own everyday wardrobes. A lot to do with the memories and touch within garments and fabrics. So when I look at these specific things within clothes, I like a lot of unworn stuff that's strewn about the floor, and I find creases in cloth, and that's very interesting, and I'll draw that. I really like working with archives and collections, and I think because those objects are kept and cherished for a specific purpose, so to kind of bring them out or create art from them in a new way, I think is really important. Studying on the drawing year has affected my practice by being a lot more free and open to drawing in front of people and around people rather than doing it secluded, and particularly having those conversations with other people as well about your drawing and why it's so important. And they've actually really helped me understand what kind of images I want to produce. The life drawing I never have thought I'd find as valuable as I did in terms of mixing up composition and knowing what bits I want to zoom in on or zoom out from in the life room. I found being taught by such a broad faculty, I think it's really good to have debate or discussions and thinking someone's told you this but then someone else told you something else. I mean, I particularly loved Lindsay's and Antje's classes because of that discussion, and even though they were on the same page about things, you then had Richard coming in and then he'd again still be on the same side but throwing in completely different ideas. And particularly in that world imagery class, the tutors that you may think you've got a completely different style with really push you and take you out of your comfort zone, which is completely what you need. Whereas if you have a tutor that is always going, this is great, you're not really gaining anything from it. I think the specific class that has been pivotal within my work was transforming observation, and it's in the life room. You normally have a model, but he often got us to bring in our own personal items, got you to really move around the room a lot, which I never again really did. I kind of just stayed in one place. And yeah, you're just completely mixing up what is in there. And I think because I find imagination very hard to draw, the way he led that class to get me to draw certain elements and mix them up really helped me with composition or trying to figure out what I wanted to show in an image, but still have it observational. It was a very different way of working because I always think design and fine art are blurred. I don't see them as definitions, whereas lots of people want them to be very separate. So the life room was quite foreign to me, but one of the main things that I gained a lot from. Whereas the outdoor classes were kind of similar to design in terms of we're going out to create field notes and field drawings. So I think the life room just gave me this whole other world that I thought maybe was traditional in its scope, but it really wasn't. And I've then taken that out into my work life now. I just think doing something that so intensely and repetitively, you have a newfound kind of appreciation for it. And I'm not as worried or judgmental of myself, of my own works, by thinking something's a bad drawing, because a bad drawing will ultimately lead to something else. Whereas before I may have just been observationally drawing things and thought, well, no, that's not good enough, so I'm going to start again. Whereas that's not really the point of drawing at all.